Hi students, it's Miss McGill live from my living room in front of my bookshelf with some friends here. They're all different kinds of sloths. I feel so bad that we can't be together in the library at Bailey and Oak Street. So I thought I would bring the library to you and read you some of my favorite stories from my house. One of my good friends who's a second grader at Bailey Avenue told me some exciting news that he heard there was going to be a live sloth showing at the Cincinnati Zoo Facebook Live page. So I'll put a link below to this video where you can watch a live sloth tomorrow on Facebook Live with your parents' help. And you can see a real sloth at a zoo. So thank you, Lucas LePage, for sharing that information with me. And I am going to read a book about a sloth tonight. So if you're watching this and it's before bedtime, here is your bedtime story. I like to read my sloths a nightly story before I put them to sleep. I mean, they sleep all the time, but tonight I'm going to read them a story for bed. So here is the book that we're going to read. It's called Sloth Slept On, and it's by Fran Preston Gannon. And there's lots of cool hidden things in this book, so we'll stop and talk about it along the way. So the inside, we have some really cool line drawings of sloths sleeping. And right before the title page, we have this little missing poster, and it has a sloth on it, and it says, "If found, please return to the zoo." I really hope it's not the missing sloth from a Cincinnati zoo, because then we wouldn't be able to watch them tomorrow at 3 o'clock at the Cincinnati Zoo Facebook page. Ugh, I would be so sad if I missed that. Sloth Slept On by Fran Preston Gannon. He wasn't like any other creature we had ever found in the backyard. We asked him his name. We asked him what he was doing up in our tree, but there was no answer. He was asleep. So we had lots of questions. We set off to find some answers. And they're going right by that missing poster. First, we asked Dad what he thought, but he was busy. We looked in all the books we could find. They were full of pictures and words and places and things, but there was nothing that looked like our new friend. So if you look closely at the books, one is reading a book that says The Rainforest. One's reading a book called Wonders of the Desert. And one is reading a book called Animals of the Ocean. One of those books would give them the answer of what a sloth looks like, but it doesn't seem like they're having much luck. And there's another clue right here. An adult is reading the newspaper, and it says, Daily News, Zoo Breakout. Zookeeper looks high and low for missing animal. Uh-oh. And there's a picture of the sloth. We knew he wasn't an elephant. He didn't have a trunk. He wasn't a tiger either. He didn't have any stripes. He wasn't a horse or a bear. He let out a loud snore, and he was still asleep. Looks like the kid that was reading the Rainforest book maybe found some answers in a book. Fancy that? Perhaps he didn't belong in our backyard at all. Maybe he had traveled for a long time from somewhere far, far away. Whoa, look how much fun they're having. Maybe you're doing something like this at home. Since you're not in school, you're building and exploring, making costumes. Looks like they're pretending to be in outer space and have box helmets. It's pretty cool. I think I might make one of those tomorrow. Oh, cool. They're using their imagination, and there's a sloth in a space costume in outer space. That's so cool. I wonder if any of my friends here want to go to outer space. Do you want to go to outer space? They must be sleeping too. They're not answering. Maybe he was a ferocious pirate who had been sailing the seas and was sleepy from all his adventures. Looks like this little kid still is trying to get the other kids' attention. They maybe found some answers, but I really enjoy this fancy sloth pirate. So good. He might even be a brave knight who was exhausted from expending all of his time fighting dragons. That's the sloth dressed up as a knight. Looks like the little kid who found the answer is really trying to get the other two's attention. Sometimes big kids don't listen to little kids, and they really should know better because little kids know a lot. Look! He's not an elephant or an astronaut or a pirate or a knight. Ooh, look at his face. He looks very upset, and they looked very surprised. He is an animal called a sloth. We learned that our friend usually lives in a beautiful rainforest of Central or South America. The sloth is a type called a three-toed sloth who uses its strong grip to stay in the trees. Sloths move very slowly. The sloth is a very sleepy animal. He can sleep hanging in a tree for up to 20 hours a day. Whoa, that is a long time to be sleeping. Sometimes a sloth lives in the same tree in the rainforest for years at a time. The rainforest has all the things that a sloth likes to eat best, such as leaves, fruit, twigs, and even bugs. Lots of cool sloth facts. The rainforest sounded wonderful. We decided there was only one thing to do. We found a nice big box and used all the stamps we could find. We packed him some lovely leaves to eat and toys for the journey. Well, that's nice. And the box says, please send to the rainforest. Does anyone find a problem in this? Where was the sloth actually from? The zoo or the rainforest? Think about that. If you said the zoo, you were correct. We found out at the beginning of the book, way at the beginning, that the sloth was missing from the zoo. And there was a missing poster, remember? So they're sending the sloth back to a rainforest. That's a big problem. He's not going to end up where he came from. We were so happy the sloth had come all the way from the rainforest to visit. We would miss him lots, but we were glad that he would be waking up back where he belonged. Is that true? Uh-oh. There's a plane flying in the sky. Deep in the rainforest, the sloth finally stirred. He had been having the most wonderful sleep. He slowly lifted his head and looked around and said, Excuse me, which way is the zoo? The end. Oh no, that sloth ended up in a rainforest, which is where sloths usually are, but this sloth happened to be from a zoo, and that's where he needed to go back to, and now he's stuck in the rainforest and doesn't know what to do. Hopefully he figures it out. Maybe he'll end up liking it there and staying. Trying new things can be fun, just like making videos of reading books to send to you instead of having everyone in the library. That was an awesome book. Very cool. Don't forget that tomorrow, the Cincinnati Zoo is going to have a live Facebook showing of a real live sloth. I hear it's going to be really fun, and I'd like to give a big shout out again to Lucas LePage, second grader from Bailey Avenue, who gave me the heads up that a sloth would be the featured animal on the Cincinnati Zoo Facebook page. So check it out tomorrow. Maybe you can look up some things about sloths. You can make a video and send it back to me. You can comment and say that you got to see the sloth. Yeah, let's have some fun. Since we can't be together, we will try to figure out how to interact and have fun together, even though we can't be in the library together. All right, kiddos, have a good night, sleep well, and I'll talk to you soon. And my sloth say bye too.